How many times have you been told Dallas is a seller's market? That we have this huge housing shortage, prices are only gonna go up and you need to buy right now. Well, I don't buy that and neither should you. In this video, not only am I gonna show you motivated builders exist, I'm gonna show you how to find them. Well, hello, I'm Wendy Pinnell, and in this video, once and for all, we are debunking the seller's market lie. Now, you might be wondering why that even matters. And here's why. Being in a seller's market puts a lot of pressure on buyers. You're told to submit offers right away, possibly above the list price, and don't even think about negotiating. You'll also be told that it is always a good time to buy, right? You need to buy yesterday because in this hot seller's market, homes won't last. So yeah, it's time to debunk all of this, but we're not gonna stop there, okay? I'm gonna show you how you, completely on your own, can find the most motivated and exposed builders out there. So, seller's market? No, okay? Motivated builders where you can get a good deal? Absolutely. So a little bit of definition here. The concept of a seller's market comes from the idea of month supply. So quick definition, according to NAR, month supply refers to the number of months it would take for the current inventory of homes on the market to sell given the current sales pace. Now, all in one conversation, you'll hear, that we have a housing shortage, low month supply, and thus a seller's market. Going along with, this, you're gonna hear like these, this profound nugget of wisdom. It'll sound something like this. When you have more than 6 months supply, it is a buyer's market, and less than 6 months supply is a seller's market. All right, guys, listen to me when I tell you, this is just baloney, okay? I just released a video about how Austin has had this huge price correction, all right? All of that time, they never had more than 3 months supply. A big problem behind the seller's market myth is how many new construction homes are for sale that aren't listed on the MLS. Now, we're talking thousands of homes, okay? But you guys know I'm a data-driven person, so I wanna show you this rather than tell you. Okay, so let's take what is arguably one of the hottest suburbs in Dallas and check out their inventory. So let's talk about Prosper. In Prosper, there are currently 66 new construction homes listed on the MLS. You'll find them in roughly 5 main communities, with Windsong Ranch and Star Trail definitely taking the bulk of them. Now, if you go to the builders' websites and check out the inventory of every builder of every one of these communities, which, by the way, that's what I did, you'll see builders like Bloomfield, Normandy, Southgate, Tradition, American Legend, Coventry, on and on it goes. Okay, so we're talking the cream of the crop in builders, right? Okay, these are very nice homes. Anyway, when you add all those homes up, you end up with 94 homes. All right, so we're talking almost 30% of the new construction homes in Prosper are not listed in the MLS, okay? Now, are you ready to really have your mind blown, okay? Guess how many lots there are for sale in these communities? Well, your guess is as good as mine because I stopped counting at 150, and that was only 2 of the builders within Windsong Ranch. Okay, like I realized if I was gonna try to count all of the available lots, it would have taken me all day. Netris Trends also reports that homes in Prosper are selling for 90% of their list price. So if the 2.4 month supply really meant that we were in a strong seller's market, would sellers really be coming down to 90% of their list price? Okay, but now that you know that, how are you gonna take advantage of it? I mean, we're talking about opportunity, right? Well, what I wanna do is 2 things, okay? First, I wanna show you how you can pick a random area and find the most exposed builders in it. But let's just say you found a community that's really caught your eye. Well, next, I wanna show you how you can evaluate that individual community for exposure and know the landscape, so to speak, long before you ever step foot inside that model home. By the end of this video, you'll be able to do a lot of this on your own, and I may end up without a job, but hopefully not. Like, here's an example. One of our buyers right now is considering a new construction inventory home in Rockwall. We're coming in with a low offer because we know that the builder has been lowering their prices, and we know they've been accepting offers below the list price. We also know it's winter and they're going to want to unload their inventory. So we started by negotiating price first, and then once we got them as far down as they were willing to go, then we offered them a fast close. Now, twice now, they've told us that this is the lowest they can go, and then twice now, they've come down a little bit more. All right, so first up, I'm gonna walk you through finding a motivated builder within a broad area. Okay, so since we know the Prosper Independent School District is one of our highest demand areas, let's go ahead and use it as an example. So we start our search in the very popular Prosper School District, okay? We're entering some basic criteria to get us started. Obviously, we've got to enter Prosper ISD, and we're going to enter new construction, but we'll also narrow it down to some criteria that are pretty similar to what a lot of our buyers are interested in the Prosper area. So let's do 600 to 900,000, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, and a 2-car garage. Next up, we'll do 2,500 plus square foot and at least 0.13 of acreage. All right, well, those criteria give us 51 matches. The first thing I notice about our search is that it brings us 3 cities, okay? We're talking McKinney, Prosper, and Salina. So now I'm going to check median sales prices in those cities. Salina, the median sales price is $616,740. Prosper is $832,500, and McKinney is $480,995. So why do I check median sales prices? Well, because ideally I want to be on the lower end of those prices for my home purchase to let you know, just be like a really solid investment. I want there to be plenty of nicer homes in my community. So in the $600,000 to $900,000 range, Salina and Prosper look to be a better fit than McKinney. Now that we've started our search, the next step is to begin narrowing down the opportunities. To do that, I'm gonna make a list of all of my new construction results that came from this search. Now, I start with the MLS, but you could do the same kind of search with a site like Realtor.com or Zillow. I mean, this is publicly available information. Once I have the search from MLS, depending on what I find, I may then go to the builders' websites. So what I have so far shows me 8 main builders, okay? 2 of which have way more inventory than the others. Since Edgewood Creek and Liliana look like some hot possibilities in this price range, I'm gonna hop on over to their websites. So the first thing I need to do is see how many builders each community has and then check out each of their websites. Once I'm on their websites, I wanna look for the list of inventory homes and begin to compare. Okay, so how does it line up to the MLS listings for this community? Well, for Edgewood Creek, both the MLS and their website are only showing 1 builder. After I check out their website, I can see that there are several homes under contract and lots of price reductions. However, there are 29 inventory homes on their website, and as we saw earlier, there are only 21 listings on the MLS, okay? So more on their website than the MLS, right? And we're not surprised by this. Now let's take a look at the other community. Liliana by Bloomfield has 3 total homes, both on the MLS as well as on their website. Liliana by American Legend has 6 total homes, both on the MLS as well as on their website. And Liliana by MI Homes has 7 on the MLS and 14 on their website. So between these 2 subdivisions, I now have 4 builders, 2 of whom are more exposed than the other 2. And both of these are very nice communities too. Edgewood Creek plans on having hiking and biking trails, a pool, a clubhouse, and a pond. Now things are early on with the Edgewood community. Everything is very new. Liliana has been around longer, so you don't have to wait for the nice amenities. Okay, it has a contemporary pool, an outdoor kitchen, their very own Happy Trails dog park, has nature trails, catch and release pond, a park and a playground, pickleball, basketball, volleyball, and bocce ball, you know, a pavilion, cornhole, you getting the idea here, all right? It also has plenty of established houses, but it still has new construction as well. Okay, so do you see how quickly I was able to start with a big picture and narrow down which builders have exposure within Prosper ISD? All right, we've gotten a lot of information and not a lot of time, but we're not done yet. Okay, the next step is to run a couple of CMAs. Okay, now this is vital information, but a realtor will have to do it for you, okay, because it involves sold homes, and Texas is a non-disclosure state. So you can only see those sold listings if you're a licensed realtor. So I guess maybe I have a little job security after all. Listen up, because these are the things I want to find out from a CMA. Okay, are you ready? Are price reductions actually price reductions? Or is it raising and lowering prices to give the semblance of a price reduction? Like, what are these homes selling for by the square foot? Okay, what price range of offers has the seller been accepting? When I run a market analysis on all of our builders at these communities, I find that one of our builders has been accepting offers as low as 94% of the list price, where the other three have been sticking to their guns and really not coming down on price as much. Okay, so we've been able to fairly quickly start with a broad area and narrow it down to our most exposed and most motivated builders. Now, a lot of this information you could get on your own, but some of it will require a realtor. Speaking of which, if we sound like the right person for the job, you're definitely going to want to check out our Let's Find Home questionnaire that you can find in the description section. Now, I do have an important distinction to make here, and it's that we're talking about inventory homes, okay? It's not at all unusual to have like a Jekyll and Hyde situation, so to speak, when you negotiate between new builds and inventory homes. Like with new builds, they may tell you flat out that they're just not going to negotiate, all right? They won't negotiate at all. And then with inventory homes, all right, suddenly they become all kinds of friendly and they're willing to offer incentives and have a conversation. So think about this, okay? The builder is losing money on those inventory homes every day that they're not yet sold. But what if you already have an area in mind? You know, in your late night browsings, you found a community you absolutely love and you want to know if there's an opportunity there. And you get told the same old thing, right? It's a seller's market and you need to put in an offer right now. All right, are you going to accept that? No, okay, we are not going to accept that. We're going to do the same homework. So here we go. Let's see how to evaluate a specific community. All right, let's just say you fall in love with 4661 Durst in Winxon Ranch in Prosper. All right, but you're open to other options within the community as well. All right, well, first off, since you have a specific home in mind, let's go ahead and start with a CMA. Now remember, this is the report you'll need a realtor to prepare for you since Texas is a non-disclosure state. When I look up this home, okay, my first thought is, ooh, it has a price reduction. But is that actually a price reduction? Or are the builders just trying to make me think it's a price reduction? So we look at sold homes for a market analysis, okay? We find that based on sold homes that are similar in size, appearance, location, and are also new construction, that homes are selling at an average of $264 per square foot. Now, this puts our value in the $953,000 range. So Durst was listed at $1,055,000, and then it had a nice price reduction to $1,010,000. Now, do you see why you should never get FOMO from a price reduction, okay, right? FOMO, fear of missing out. I mean, even with a price reduction, this home is still overpriced. If you went in and paid the list price, you know, because you were super excited about the price drop, you would be overpaying by roughly $57,000. So what else does the CMA tell us? Well, it tells us that offers have been accepted here as low as 94% of list price to as high as 96% of list price. So no one is actually paying full price, and neither should you. Another question we would ask ourselves is, how low has the seller been coming down on price with his other listings? Like, how many homes has this specific seller sold? Is he well capitalized, or does he have a lot there that, you know, he hasn't been able to get closed yet? I mean, these are all things that can make or break the builder's motivation. Okay, so we're off to a good start. Now let's take a look at inventory exposure. If we were doing a check on inventory exposure for Durst, we would look at how many homes the same community has listed on the MLS and how many different builders those homes are being sold by. We'd also look at how many homes are listed on each of those builders' websites. Then we start to find answers to questions like, how many days have these homes been on the market? Do they have a lot of homes under construction that aren't listed on the MLS or their website? Okay, now for that, you're gonna need to go and drive through the area. Next up, we wanna check out the competition. Compare your builders for exposure in inventory. Is the Durst's builder more or less exposed than the other builders at Winxon Ranch? By doing this research, okay, you can know what 4661 Durst is roughly worth, and you have some solid indications of how exposed this seller actually is. Now, one point I would make about this entire process is to take your time and don't be rushed. If you already spoken with a sales consultant, they are great at putting the pressure on. All right, we only have this one inventory home left, right? You hear that? We only have this one north-facing lot left. Well, how long have they had that one lot left? Okay, months? All right, so know that this process takes time, and for the realtor preparing the reports, it also takes time. Okay, so now you're informed. You're ready to negotiate. You have a firm grasp on the community, your most exposed builders, and you have a pretty good idea of where your preferred builder stands. All right, well, where do you go from here? Well, the negotiating phase is a completely different ballgame that I won't go into here because I've already made a video about it that you can watch right here. In the meantime, Wendy out.